So, as per the Section 4 of the Partnership Act 1932, so what the Act has said means the relationship between relationship between persons who have agreed to share profits of a business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. According to the Partnership Act, there must be two or more persons having a contractual relationship. So, as per the Section 1932 Partnership Act, what they are saying now, persons who want to start a business, who want to share a profits in the business, okay, they can start the business by having an agreement. Nothing but there should be an agreement between them. That agreement itself, it is called as a partnership deed. Okay, that so here what in the Partnership Act, what it says that, so all the persons, those who are there in the nothing but all the partners who are there in the organization or else in the business, so no need to work in the organization. Any one or more partners can run the business on behalf of all the persons over there. Okay, why? Because here we will be having a different kinds of partners over in the organization. So someone will be show more interested in managing the organization. Someone, they will invest their money but they won't show that much of the interest. So why that, what happens in case of partnership organization, any one or more partners can run the business. Okay, so that is the point. So in the examination, if suppose they has asked the question, what is a partnership? Okay, define partnership. So compulsory you have to write the meaning over hama. After writing the meaning, you have to write a one definition. Okay, compulsory you have to write a definition over there. Okay, so afterwards let us start with the characteristics of partnership. So in that one, first one is characteristics or features. First one is association of two or more persons. Association of two or more persons means nothing but compulsory in organization. In a partnership business, there should be at least two persons. Okay, otherwise it won't be called as a partnership business. Minimum 2 persons. So here what happens with the persons becoming a partners must be competent to enter into a contract. Nothing but they have to enter into a contract. A minus cannot enter into a contract. A minus cannot, nothing but a minus, they should not be a partners in the organization. Okay, so compulsory in organization there should be two or more persons. That is the first characteristics. Next, contractual relation. Contractual relation means nothing but the persons who are entered into a partnership organization compulsory as per the Partnership Act. As per the Partnership Act, either there should be agreement, written agreement, or oral agreement. Oral agreement should be there, but best way is to written agreement. Written agreement. Why the best one is written agreement means to avoid the disputes later on if suppose any disputes are arised. So to arise those disputes, so compulsory written agreement is necessary. That written agreement itself, it is called as a partnership deed. Next one, earning profits. So earning profit, the purpose of the business should make a profits in and distribute them among the partners. So why the person, why they are running the business compulsory? Any business, if suppose they have started compulsory for earning profits only. In a partnership organization also, they will make a profits, and the profit should be divided among the partners. Okay, okay, that is the point over there. Next one, existence of business. Existence of business means nothing but how many years they can run the business over here. In case of sole proprietorship, if suppose owner has died, the business will be closed. That is a point over there. But in case of partnership business, you see, partnership can only be some kind of business. The term business includes a trade, profession, or occupation. By business, we mean all activities concerning production, distribution, and rendering of services for the purpose of earning profit. It is a work is related to social service. We do not call it as business, and hence there is no partnership. So here, if suppose they are doing any social service, that is not called as a partnership. Compulsory there in a business, there should be a trade should be there, profession should be there, and occupation should be there. Then only it is called as a business. Okay, and their main motive is what should be there? Their main motive should be there for purpose of earning profits. Okay, next one, implied authority. What is the meaning of implied authority? Means here, if suppose they have joined in a partnership business, automatically the partner's authority will be implied that he is a partner of that firm. That is called as an implied authority by partner itself. If suppose he has joined in an organization and has taken his partnership in that organization, by that he can say that he can act on behalf of the firm. Nothing but directly will be having the authority on the firm. Okay. Next, unlimited liability. Same like a sole proprietorship, here also the partnership in business, they will be having a unlimited liability. But they are unlimited liability means all the partners Okay, all the partners will be liable, even their personal property or private property will also be liable. That is called as unlimited liability. Next, principal and agent relationship. Principal and agent relationship means in partnership the relationship of principal and agent exists. It is not necessary that all partners should work in the business. Any one or more partners can act of the other partners. Each partner is an agent of the firm and his activities bind the firm. Here what happens means, in the previous itself I have discussed, okay, what I have discussed over there, that so any number of partners can be there in the organization, but all the partners no need to work in the organization. So here what happens means, if any one or two are working in the organization means that person will become an agent of the firm. That person will become an agent of the firm, and the activities which are done in the firm, the activities which are done in the firm, if the activities which are done in the firm or else which are done by that partner, he will bind all the activities. That is a principal and agent relationship. Utmost good faith. Utmost good faith means, here what happens, you see ma'am, the very basis of partnership business are good faith and mutual trust. Okay, so any business, if suppose we have started means compulsory there should be a mutual trust. In case of partnership organization also, there will be a two or more persons. There should be a compulsory a honest and mutual trust between the partners. Then only they can run the organization or else partnership firm. If any person is feeling suspicious among the partners, so what happens, automatically disputes will be arise in the organization, and finally there will be a failure in the firm. Next, restriction on transfer of shares. So, as a joint stock company, here in case of partnership organization, a partner cannot transfer his shares without the consent of the other partners here. Okay, so if suppose any partner he want to sell his shares to somebody else, he can't sell without the consent of the other partners. So that was the point over. If suppose he want to sell his share also, first of all, what he has to do, he has to give a notice to the other partners, and after that they have to dissolve the firm. After the dissolution only, what happens, they can continue with the partnership organization. Next, common management. Common management means, see, every partner has a right to take part in the running of the business. It is not necessary that for all the partners to participate in the day-to-day activities of the business, but they are entitled to participate. Even if a partnership business is run by some partners, the consent of all other partners is necessary for taking important decisions. So here what happens means, here in a partnership organization, all the partners are not required in participating in the day-to-day work. If suppose they want to take any decisions, compulsory all the partners should come and they have to take the decisions, mainly in case of important matters. Okay, next one, coming to the partners and partnership are one. So why partnership and partnership are one? Because see, a partnership firm has no separate entity from the partners like a joint stock company. Okay, here partner and partnership is both are same. Okay, the firm is only a name of the collective name of partners. No firm can exist without the partners. So here why happen means, compulsory there should be. Why? How the partnership form? Through partners only. If partners are not there means there is no existence of the partnership organization. Okay, so even the rights and liabilities of the partners are the rights and liabilities of the firm. Okay, any rights are there, any liabilities of there are partners, those will become a rights and liabilities of the firm. Okay, that's why partners and partnership are one. Next, capital contribution. So here the capital contribution, all the partners, they have to contribute the capital to the firm. So by that what happens means, here all of them sharing ratio may not be same, but as per their capital contributed, as per their working in the organization, the ratio will be dependent. See here, it is not necessary to have a capital in profit sharing ratio. A partner can be admitted to the firm even without contributing the capital. It is not essential that all the partners must contribute to the firm's capital. So here so many of the partners will be there, so all of them are no need to contribute a capital. So why? Because someone will be someone will be as a working partner. If working partner is there means, what he will say, that I won't contribute but I will work in the organization. So in that way they can deal over it. Okay, that nothing but capital contribution is not required for all the partners. So as per their agreement, as per their understanding, they can give a capital contribution. Next, continuity. So here continuity means, we can't say that there is no true limit of the continuity of a partnership firm. it goes on only up to the time of partners want it to go. So for how many years they want to run the organization, for that many years they can run. If suppose any misunderstandings are arise, or else any partner has died, or else if any partner has gone into insolvency position, in those situations they can dissolve the firm, and later on they can start the business with the remaining partners. Okay, these are the 13 characteristics of partnership organization. Okay, so once again I am saying, if suppose in the examination he has asked define partnership and explain its characteristics, then what you have to write? You have to write the meaning, and after that you have to write the definition. After that you have to write the characteristics. Total how many characteristics we have? 13 characteristics we have. Okay, so in the next class we are going to continue with the advantages and disadvantages.